Thanks for staying with us at STL Live. I'm Raynah Rey, and my guests are Kathleen Sitzer and Dana Hotle of the Gesher Music Festival. Well, Dana, tell us some of the other things that Gesher is doing to bridge that gap.
So in addition to our 5 events that are open to the public that we'll talk about a little later, part of fulfilling our mission of building bridges is to take music to people in communities that don't necessarily have easy access to live music, and building bridges, for them into the broader community through this experience. So we will be returning to the International Institute for a short concert during their morning programs during the festival. We will go into, with a collaboration with Prison Performing Arts, we go into 2 juvenile detention centers, which we've been doing for the duration of the festival, all 7 years, and that's a really amazing experience for us, and I think the youth in those centers are so inquisitive.
I want you to talk a little bit more about that, because you and I had some conversation off, but it's just amazing what you really are doing in there. So can you tell us a little bit more about that?
Yeah, absolutely. So it's daunting, I think, for us sometimes to go in, and for the youth in the centers, this is not necessarily the music that they're interested in or know anything about. So initially there's always some skepticism, right? Or what are you doing with a violin or whatever? But within minutes, the questions start flying and they just get so engaged in how did we become musicians, and what is that like to be a musician, and all kinds of questions about the music and playing the instruments, and this, it's just incredible. The questions that come out and the engagement that happens, and just that bridge between these youth who are currently incarcerated and they're turning their lives around or whatever they're doing, and here we are from a completely different place in life, and that we have these great connections. It's really amazing.
Kathleen, let me ask you a little bit about the musicians, and then let's talk about some of these fantastic events that you've got coming up.
Well, just briefly, the Gesher Music Festival is a finite festival. It's a group of people that comes together for 2 weeks in August to rehearse and perform. They don't go out and tour or anything like that. They're hired specifically for this. They are musicians from all over the country, from New York, from Chicago. We have a couple of musicians, Dana is from St. Louis, obviously, and a couple of other musicians from St. Louis, including the assistant principal violinist of the second violinist of the St. Louis Symphony, the son of 2 symphony musicians, is also part of the festival this year.
He's an award-winning cellist. He lives in San Francisco now. We have a Grammy award-winning violinist who's currently on the Asia tour with the Detroit Symphony right now. So it's great musicians.
That is really exciting.
Yeah.
Tell us some of the things that they'll be performing.
So we have the festival theme this year is War and Peace. So each event, then each of the concerts that are open to the public then are tied to that theme of War and Peace. We start with a very casual happy hour event. So every event is different, from a very casual, like mingly music happy hour thing to a more traditional concert. So the concerts start out at the History Museum in partnership with them, presenting at in conjunction with the World War I exhibit. Of course, this is the 100th anniversary year of the United States entering the war, so there's a lot of events around that. So that's the war piece of War and Peace, and will be a lecture concert, so you'll learn the stories behind the music and the composers from all over the world who wrote and were affected by World War I.
I want to hear about the final concert.
The final concert is called Transcending Borders, and it's the music of Arab and Israeli composers. Of course, there's so much conflict in that region, and it's really all about finding that common ground through music and the hope and it's actually, I'm really excited about this concert. The music is really fantastic, and you're not going to hear it anywhere else.
I know, I'm excited. I'm actually coming because I got even more excited talking to you before we even got out here.
I've never heard any of this music.
Wow.
It's great.
So we'll have to sit together.
Yeah.
All right.
We'll all be on stage, so.
But you can sit with me.
Just sit close.
Yeah.
All right, you and I will sit together. All right, ladies, thank you so much for being here and sharing this, and I certainly hope that people get the opportunity to come out.
Thank you.
And we didn't mention this, but a lot of this is free. There's not any charge. So
most of it is
right.
free.
So that's something that's even
You can
makes
check
it
that
even
on the website.
makes it even more special. To learn more about the Gesher Music Festival, visit them online at geshermusicfestival.org. There's more STL Live after this. Stay with us.